It's Lucy and Jeff going for walks and talks, talk about banksters and Bitcoin and the apocalypse and stuff. It's Lucy and Jeff and tacos and kisses. How you doing today, Lucy? Oh, pretty good. Just getting in a few runs before the sun goes down. What do you think about the controlled demolition? Oh, I know quite a bit about demolition. When I see tacos, I demolish them. When I see birds, I chase them. If you try to take my tacos, I demolish ankles.
Broke ankle!
But if you give me tacos, I'll give you a car charge.
Ah, it's a beautiful day, Lucy. Doesn't seem like the end of the world. But maybe in some ways it isn't. But in some ways it definitely is. And I'm going to get pretty much right into it. I don't want to babble too much because some massive things happening, and many people might not even realize it. In fact, there's probably a couple things in this video I'm going to talk about that you probably might not even be aware of, but are absolutely massive. And it's all part of the controlled demolition of the American empire, but it's actually more than that. You know, when I wrote the book, The Controlled Demolition of the American Empire, I actually had a bit of a problem with the title, because it's not just the controlled demolition of the American empire. It's basically the controlled demolition of everything that we've known for the last 100 years or more, or thousands of years, really. It's sort of the controlled demolition of the, you can call Western civilization. But because it was so perfect, controlled demolition, because I don't know if you notice this, but you know when you get like a car, you get like a Toyota, what are they called, Prius or something? And all of a sudden you notice every other Toyota Prius on the road. Maybe I do that with this, but I've seen almost everybody now calling what's happening a controlled demolition. And it's because it's obvious, it's planned. It's done on purpose. And the reason I called the book The Controlled Demolition of the American Empire, well, there was numerous reasons. One was because we had to include 9/11. That was like a huge, momentous event that occurred to really kick off the beginning of the end. And, you know, just having Building 7 on the front cover, it was just too perfect and too obvious. And I could have said the controlled demolition of Western civilization, which would have gotten a bit of a different audience. But in many ways, a lot of this centers around actually destroying what's left of the US. And so, for that reason, I kept it in. And we're going to go in this video about so much demolition going on right now. And a lot of it's in the US, but it's not just about the US. It's bringing down basically everything. As St. Klaus said, things aren't going back to normal, and he's totally right. The only question is, will it get way, way, way worse over the next few decades, if you're still around over the next few decades, or will it get quite a bit better? And that's still to be decided. And we're actually going to talk a little bit about how it can be good for you no matter what, but you have to do the right things. You can find ways around everything they do, and that's what I do, right? Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like Kid Rock. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you can't cancel me. You can't cancel Lucy. They've been trying. Yeah, they try to ban me. They ban me everywhere. I'm the most dangerous chihuahua in the world. Yeah, you are, Lucy. But yeah, they can't cancel me because it's not like I have a like Google sponsoring me or anything. And that's great. And so just a reminder to everyone out there, like, get off all those CIA platforms like YouTube and all that. Like everyone, like I know a lot of creators out there, most of them aren't allowed on YouTube anymore, but like really take advantage of it too. Get on everything else, and definitely if you aren't on dollarvigilante.tv and you think you should be, let us know. And if I like your stuff, I'll put you on there. We've been adding tons of stuff actually. We added Dan Dix recently, especially with everything going on in Canada. He was at the trucker thing. He was, and now Justin Trudeau just became like, he just had basically a takeover and became the Emperor of Canada. We're gonna get into that in a bit. So we put Dan Dix on there. We even added like JP Sears. I'm really happy with how dollarvigilante.tv is working out. Check it out. Like, the videos are always the best quality. We really haven't had buffering at all now that we've really upgraded everything. So it runs really well. You can even download everything. You can download this video in 1080p and watch it in like as good of quality as when we're watching it, like how I'm recording it. It's pretty amazing. For so many years I was like, we got to save the world, save humanity. Nah, let them go through what they got to go through. And that's sort of what Sat Yoga was talking about too, is that they want to go through this because they've lost all connection. They're basically lost their soul, and they're going through, I think Shunya Murti calls it a mass die-off on purpose. They don't realize it's on purpose, but it is, because they can't handle it anymore. But there's so many things you can do, like just get away from these systems. And you know, with like Russia starting to use Bitcoin for oil, like if you're not into cryptos, like it's like, I know a lot of people will say, oh, because like even Max Egan will say it's all part of the AI system and all that. Yeah, it's complicated. So you want to get into privacy coins and get into things like Monero, Pirate Chain, Dero. And I mentioned we're going to have a free workshop on that, but that's not coming up for another month. But we just actually decided, I don't know how it all works, but I think we're sponsoring Monerotopia. So it's Monero's big annual conference. It's in Florida, and it's on April 7th, so in like less than 2 weeks, I think. Rafael Laverdi will be speaking there, and we're going to be live streaming the whole thing. And you can watch it all. And I think I even am doing a talk at it. I'm not sure, this all just been decided today. But you can go to dollarvigilante.com/Monerotopia and sign up for the, Lucy, watch out, we got cars coming. Sign up for the entire event and learn about all this stuff. And that's one of the main ways to really, sorry, I got so many cars here. To not only survive, but also profit massively. And it also takes down most of their stuff. It takes down all their systems. If everyone in the world used privacy coins, there'd be no governments, there'd be no central banks, there'd be no wars, there'd be no taxes. And I think whoever's left after all this genocide, if they all start using this, we'll have an amazing world. So you just got to get through it. So yeah, just get away from that. Live on the beach, eat, grow your own food, use privacy coins if you can. Definitely don't use dollars, don't use fiat currencies. That's what gives them power. And disconnect from society, basically. And it's actually way better. I had no idea. Like, everything I've been doing, like all I do most of the time now is meditate. I never go out in society. I don't miss it at all. And I can't wait till we have our ranch done. And hey, Lucy, when we get the ranch, we're gonna have like fresh tacos every day, straight from the farm. Well, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, I can't wait for that. It makes me want to run a little bit. You got me a little excited. Why don't we head back and we can get some tacos and I'll give everyone car charge.